His smile was too wide. That's the first thing I noticed. It stretched across his face like it didn't belong to a human. I was working as a porter at the palace that summer, the only job I could find after dropping out of university. The prince was famous in our kingdom. He wasn't the good kind of famous, though. People whispered about him. They said he did things people couldn't explain. The day I met him, it was evening. I was carrying a basket of yams to the kitchen when he appeared in the hallway, standing perfectly still, his hands clasped behind his back. He wasn't supposed to be there. The royal family never wandered near the servants' quarters. "Do you know who I am?" he asked. "Yes, Your Highness," I said, bowing. My hands were shaking, and I don't know why. "Good. Then you'll do something for me, won't you?" I nodded, though every instinct told me to run. He pointed to a small door at the end of the hallway. "There's something in there. Bring it to me." I didn't want to. I didn't even know what it was. But when I looked into his eyes, something froze inside me. They weren't like normal eyes. They were too dark, too still, like the water in a well that hasn't been touched for years. I opened the door. The room was tiny, lit only by a single oil lamp. It smelled damp and metallic. In the center of the room was a wooden chest. It looked old, like it had been there for centuries. "Open it," the prince said, his voice closer now, though I hadn't heard him move. I lifted the lid. Inside was... I don't know how to describe it. It was a bundle of something wrapped in cloth, but the cloth was wet. Dark red seeped through the fabric, and the smell, it hit me like a slap. Rot, blood, and something else I couldn't place. I turned to the prince. He was smiling that too wide smile again. "Do you see it?" he asked. "I don't understand," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "Good," he replied. "That means it hasn't seen you yet." I don't remember what happened next. I think I blacked out. When I woke up, I was in my room, my clothes soaked with sweat and something sticky. The basket of yams was still sitting on the floor, untouched. I quit the palace that night. I didn't even wait to collect my pay. A week later, I heard a rumor. They said the prince had found another servant to run his errand. That servant went missing. People say the prince is cursed, that he dabbles in things he shouldn't. I don't know if that's true, but I know one thing, whatever was in that chest wasn't meant for this world. And neither was his smile.